Hey there, Green Meadows families and friends, and welcome to this episode of Zooming In on Green Meadows. For our guest this week, we have Mrs. Crawford. Stay tuned after the break to learn more about her and what she does here at Green Meadows. Hello, Miss Crawford. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Crawford, I should say. I make that mistake all the time with everyone, so. We're glad to have you joining us. I know that some fifth graders are going to be excited to hear your answers, and hopefully everybody else as well. So it's kind of an interesting duo we've got here today. Since both of us are splitting a fifth grade class, we get to talk all the time. But this is a little bit different than what we normally talk about during the day. So again, thank you for joining us, and we hope you're excited.
I am.
So just like we've done with all of our other interviewees, we have one question about Green Meadows, and then we have some random questions that you don't know anything about, which is the best part about it. And we like to keep everybody on their toes. So are you ready to get started?
Sure.
All right. So the first question is, can you tell us what you do at Green Meadows, and then how long you've been here, and if you've had any other positions that you'd like to share with us in either the community schools of Frankfort or anywhere else?
Okay. Well, at Green Meadows this year, I teach multilingual learners in the afternoon. And in the morning this year, as Mr. Miller suggested, I am sharing a fifth grade class with him. So my day's a little bit different than it has been for the last few years. So I just moved to Green Meadows last year, but I taught at Blue Ridge ever since that building, our new buildings, they're not new anymore, ever since these buildings opened. And before that, I taught at Riley for a couple of years. I taught at Kiger for 9-ish years, and I also taught at Southside. So I taught at all three of the schools that had closed before coming to the buildings over here.
A Frankfurt lifer, I guess, huh?
Actually, I was born and raised here. So
there we go.
I taught for 1 year somewhere else, but almost my entire career has been here.
Well, we're glad to have you in the community. Okay, well, there's a little bit of history, so let's get into some of these interesting questions. We're going to start off with just I would assume kind of an easy one. Of these two smells, which is better, fresh cut grass or bread baking in the oven? Would you like to help Green Meadows buy even more books from the book fair? By donating additional funds to the Green Meadows Ewallet, you can help get books into the hands of more students here at Green Meadows. If you would like to make a donation to the school, visit the Green Meadows Ewallet link in the description below. Our Green Meadows students will truly appreciate your generosity.
Oh, that is a hard one. Actually, I will say fresh cut grass probably, because although I like to cook, I don't like to bake. So things like bread baking in my oven, that's not my favorite. And lawn mowing is one of my favorite jobs because I get to be outside. So
Yeah,
I love that smell.
Little vitamin D while you're mowing the grass, right?
Exactly. And I can see it done. There aren't a whole lot of jobs that you can look beside you and see your progress, but that one, when you're done, you know you're done.
Exactly. You can see every step of the way, as long as hopefully it's going well most of the time. So I know one of your facts is that you've been to a few different countries. If you were told you had to live somewhere besides the United States, where would you choose to live?
Ooh, that one's easy. Santorini, Greece.
Santorini, Greece. Okay. And why is that?
I just think that the atmosphere there, and the water and the small town and the island, I think that's a great thing. And also, you don't get any better food anywhere than Mediterranean food.
I would agree with you. I have heard that Greece, Sicily areas are known for longevity in their lives just based on their lifestyle. So, maybe you move there and live to your 120.
Exactly. Well, my husband and I have said for years that maybe once we both retire, that will be someplace we might choose to live for about a year. So
that'd be pretty cool.
That one's an easy question.
Okay. You've mentioned that you like to cook, but this is a little bit on the other side. What is the biggest kitchen mistake you've ever made?
Oh my. Well, one day I was homesick when I was in about 4th or 5th grade and decided that I could be independent about cooking something. And I decided that I should try to make some banana nut bread. And I don't know still to this day what baking soda or baking powder do to your recipe, but I apparently put the wrong one in, and the banana bread turned out to be about this tall, about an
Nice.
inch tall, and it was soggy and mushy, and it was a disaster. We had to throw it out.
That's unfortunate. Banana nut bread is good stuff. Maybe that's where your aversion to baking came from.
Could be. Could be.
Mine was when I was a kid, we had an electric stove, and just walking through the house, it was rattling, and this, burner was black. So I hit the burner to stop it from rattling. Still hot,
Oh,
but
yeah.
some pretty good burns on my hands. So, that's definitely a mistake. Don't ever touch a burner. Okay, moving on. The Green Meadows Book Fair is literally right around the corner. Have you set up your e-wallet yet? This is the easiest way to send a student to school to shop without them having to worry about losing their money along the way. Click the personal e-wallet link in the description below to get started. Would you rather have 20 hobbies or a single thing that you are passionate about?
Mm. Probably 20 hobbies. I like to explore and do different things. In fact, over Christmas, I decided I wanted to learn how to embroider again. My mom taught me when I was little, and I've probably forgotten everything about it. So suddenly I found myself online ordering a kit to learn how to embroider. And I love to learn. So
Yeah.
developing lots of new hobbies. Yeah, I would take more than one any day.
I thought that was going to be your answer when I came up with that question, but I figured we'd ask just in case.
Yep. I love new
Uh,
challenge, so new hobbies, definitely.
okay, we have two more.
Okay.
This one is a very simple question. What is your least favorite board game?
Risk.
Risk. Okay.
Mhm.
Why
Yep.
would that be?
I've only played it once, and even though it's kind of about the world and I love history and
Hmm.
things like that, I just could not get into the game. And the first time I played it, I was playing against my husband, and it was his favorite game. So he was really good at it, and I wasn't. And I've never tried it since then. So I would definitely say it's Risk.
All right. I can't stand Monopoly most of the time. People never know all the correct rules or how to do everything, and you're always looking in the manual. So I just
Yep.
rather play something I know how to play.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
takes quite a bit of time. Both of those
Yeah,
have something in common. They take a
for
lot of
sure.
time.
They can be very long games.
Yep.
Last one, and this is appropriate given our current form of communication.
Okay.
Do you watch the whole YouTube ad or do you immediately skip it?
I'm assuming you mean on zooming in.
On any YouTube video.
Um, on zooming in, I watched the whole ad, but and
Well,
on
we
any
appreciate
other
that.
one, I skip it.
Yeah.
I watch for the second that it pops up and says skip ad, and then I'm done.
Yep, it's not very often that there's something on there that I'm really interested in, and occasionally there's like a movie trailer I'll watch or something, but it is usually just watching the corner and waiting and skip. So, all
Definitely.
right, well, that is all of our random questions, but before we go, we give everybody time if there's anything they'd like to say to our students or our staff or families or community members and that might be watching. So, if you have anything to say, this is the time to say it.
All right. Well, I've been thinking about this question since last week when I knew that I was going to be doing this interview. And I think that Frankfurt schools are an awesome place to work. Obviously, I've worked in a lot of the different buildings that we've had
Mhm.
here. And I think the thing that I love about it is even though the size of the school got bigger here, the feel that the teachers and staff give to the kids is still that small family feel. And
Uh-huh.
we work really hard to create that in our classrooms for our students is important. But even more than that, I think the fact that even adults who walk into our buildings feel that right away and comment on it every single time, I think is very important. And I that's why I stay, because I like the small town feel of our schools.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We definitely a little bit larger school since it's only 3 through 5 and we still have 400 something kids, but yeah, I think we definitely have that small school neighborhood school feel. So, that's a great answer. Well, thank you again for joining us today, Mrs. Crawford. We'll be excited to see who comes in as our next secret staff member next week, and we hope you'll watch that one too. So, thanks again, and have a great night.
You're welcome. Good to interview with you. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.